What would you like to say to all your fans and supporters that were rooting for you here today?
I don't know. That shit's hard. Yeah, I really appreciate everyone. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I really do appreciate the support, and thank you for coming.
What the was that, bro? I feel bad laugh. I legit do. I'm sorry. I do. I think I'm breaking up with Ian. I asked him today if he was ready for me to come back and live with them, and he said no. Yeah, I just don't like how I'm being treated, and I should have stopped it a long time ago. I think it's his YouTube ego. It's a power thing. Either way, I'm pretty sure it's over. Even his sister called me and said, hey, he's not treating you right, and he needs to learn some hard lessons. Put yourself first. Dude, what the fuck is his sister doing? Like, what?
It's like everyone in his life, I guess, was also pressuring him.
And again, she's telling the internet about the most sensitive details of the whole situation. Basically, that Idubbbz is a virgin cuck loser who his family fucking hates him. He's a fucking man-child. His content's shit. He doesn't want to look like a bitch to PewDiePie. It's just constantly.
It's like anyone who airs out their relationship publicly like that, that's like some serious, like, red flag fucking behavior.
I want to go over a little bit the Idubbbz stuff because holy shit, Idubbbz is such a broken man that it's getting to the point where covering him is like abusive or something. Like, I don't even know anymore. Like, dude, Critter Clash 2 happened this week, and from what I could tell, it was mostly a successful event. I want to get into the juicy stuff here because holy shit, bro. Idubbbz is a fucking beta male. Okay, like Idubbbz is weak, and I know that's rich coming from me, right? Obviously, I know you guys are hearing me say that, but I'm also not the one running a fucking boxing event and training for 2 fights and getting my ass whooped. You know what I mean? I'm sitting on my fucking ass. I'm the keyboard warrior covering it from the comfort of my own, room, of course. But I was watching some of these clips, and Idubbbz is just pathetic. I mean, I don't know how else to put it,
Ooh. Okay, hold on. It might not be over 500.
Over 500.
Over 500. That was too hard.
No, wait, hold on a second. It's
too hard.
Wait. Oh, there we go. Let's go.
You're not supposed to go that hard.
Bro, you're not supposed to go that hard, man. Really, dude? Really? Like, everything about this clip is fucking pathetic. The punch doesn't land, right? Obviously, he's fucking weaker. But just, like, that's not even really the point. I think everyone predicted that Alex Wasabi was gonna fucking whoop his ass. No shit. But... Idubbbz just sounds like a little fucking wimpy bitch. I mean, his just morale is just completely flattened. He just sounds utterly fucking pathetic here and just whimpering and just sad or something like that. But then there was Idubbbz after he lost the fight. Now, of course, Idubbbz lost the fight. And we could watch this bullshit ass 3-minute fight recap. But I don't really know if it's that interesting. It's just Idubbbz getting his fucking ass whooped. He lost the fight. Really, what I wanted to take a look at more was his reaction on stage after the fact, because this man is not doing well. I didn't realize the extent of the problem. People always, especially with the Idubbbz drama, I think it's all hilarious, but I will admit, people kind of take it wildly far at some points where they're just like, Idubbbz is this fucking cocked, sad little boy whimpering every day as his fucking, dominant, whore, pegs his ass. And he's just sitting here like, no, fuck. And then she just sits there and gaslights him into how all of his videos were hateful and embarrassing and how he was this fucking keyboard warrior, little fucking pathetic bitch who led an entire generation of kids into being racist. And he must carry that guilt you know, people go crazy with all the conspiracy theories, right? And it always just sounds schizophrenic to me. I mean, it's hilarious, but it does legitimately sound schizophrenic to me. However, I'm starting to think that it might not actually be that far from the truth. Take a listen to Idubbbz on the stage afterwards.
Idubbbz, it was an absolutely hell of a fight. What would you like to say to all your fans and supporters that were rooting for you here today?
I don't know. That shit's hard. Yeah, I really appreciate everyone. You know, I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I really do appreciate the support, and you know, thank you for coming.
What the fuck was that, bro? What the fuck is going on with this man? That was insane. I mean, I feel bad laugh. I legit do. I'm sorry. I do. But it has to be said. You can't pussyfoot around this and just be like, oh, poor Ian or something like this. I mean, this is just utterly pathetic. You know, this is a broken man. And it just demonstrates the true damage that Anisa has fucking done to this guy. I don't fucking care anymore. I'm saying it, man. She fucking ruined his life. It's not schizophrenic to say that anymore. It's not crazy to point that out. You know, at first it was like people being like a little bit too, oh, it's people that are too parasocially obsessed with Idubbbz' relationship. It's not like that anymore. I mean, at this point, to deny this is just denying reality. And it really is like, I'm saying this somewhat humorously, but I mean, yeah, it is fucking sad. You know, it's fucking pathetic because just everything about this relationship, it just never fucking ends. It never, like, the problems from it never cease to exist. And it's not just people being obsessed about it on the fucking internet. It's not just the internet, you know, oh, all of his old edgy fans will never let him go. They're just mad that their internet daddy abandoned them. Like, I saw Xander Hall upload this video. Commentary YouTuber laments absentee father figure. Right? Like, this is the shit that people are really saying, right? Like, people, and they say that the people that are, you know, giving Idubbbz all the shit are the obsessive ones. But, I mean, in my opinion, right, if you're sitting there rationalizing this dynamic between Idubbbz' old audience, his relationship with the internet, and his relationship with Anisa, and you're saying that, oh, you're crazy if you point out how fucking broken this man is from this relationship. You're fucking crazy. You're just upset. You want your internet daddy back. It's like, come on now. Is that really what's going on here? I don't know. This is just sad. I mean, all the comments, you know, I would imagine are fucking brutal. When your wife's boyfriend doesn't buy you a Nintendo Switch. How is Idubbbz a journeyman in his own event? Should have let the Candyman train him. Think it, dream it, do it. I mean, they're just spamming Sam Hyde's slogan, his own fucking, you know, mantra, right? And just fucking repeating it and spamming it in his face. And you can tell this is Idubbbz' second loss. Maybe you guys don't understand, like, the significance of this. Idubbbz has been, of course, the headliner event for both of his boxing events now, and he's been crushed twice now. Why the fuck is he picking all of these? I mean, I guess I can respect him for not just picking like some complete fucking wimp. You know, it would be if Idubbbz was like beating up like Michael Reeves, like two times in a row. That would just be fucking insanely pathetic. But you know, he is picking fights that are, you know, challenging for sure. But it's just like totally crushing to his fucking image. And again, like people are pointing out, like, why is he even the headliner of his own event, right? Like, what is going on here? And also, people around him need to stop letting him fight. Like, he's going to, like, legitimately get brain damage from this. It's fucking nuts. Transmaggle 5. Dude, maybe Rascom would have won the fight. Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know about that. Possibly, though. I mean, Rascom is also an insecure little bitch. He kind of has the same problems as Idubbbz, but I would definitely say Ricegum is probably more secure. I don't know how he's in the ring, though. I feel like Ricegum is a little bitch, too. I don't know about that. Maybe, though. We definitely need to see the fight, though. That's for sure. Let's see here. Transmaggle 5. Personally, I wouldn't cheer the loser. Confusing opinion through 2 says, fix your mic and I'll fix my relationship beta. Good one, dude. How is that even an own against me? Did you... It's confusing opinion. Good one. He threw another 5 and says, why does your mic sound like Josh Pescatore talking about Nick DiOrio? I don't even know what that means. Abbas Walker Rather 2 says, Augie needs to host a Spurg Alert boxing event. We definitely do need a Spurg Alert boxing event. Like the Doc versus Coulson fight. That was some good shit. I liked where that was going, you know? Why are you guys saying my mic sounds like shit? This is pissing me off because I guarantee it doesn't. This is pissing me off because I guarantee it doesn't. Yeah, it sounds completely fine. Okay. I don't know, man. This shit is just fucking pathetic, though. Let's see here. Abswalker Rat through 2 says this audio is way better. See, it's back and forth. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Like, my whole view of reality is just completely in the shitter right now. I don't even know where I am. What was this shit that somebody's sending me? Oh my god, this fucking comment cop meme. Yeah, this is some serious shit, though. Is Anisa gonna let this guy fight again? Like, how long does he have to do this shit? Married to a boxer, and there he is? And have you seen her fucking Twitter, too? Anisa's Twitter makes me want to drink just fucking looking at it. Remember when she said she was drinking her fucking pain away or whatever? This shit right here is just... I'm surprised I'm not blocked, to be honest with you. Where was the first tweet? The first tweet was almost as pathetic as the second one, but I gotta find the first one first, because it was just sad. Yeah, here it is. Feeling a lot of emotions today. The internet is a hard landscape to navigate, and I just don't know if I have the legs for it. That being said, thank you to all the fighters. It was so amazing to see you all get your time in the sun in front of a live crowd. Everyone did amazing and respected the sport of boxing. Now, I don't know if they were respecting the sport of boxing when they had fucking Chris Ray Gun fight somebody that was like 2 feet fucking taller than him. Like, what the fuck was that about? But also this tweet here. I mean, she has a point. I don't know if she has the legs for it because, you know, what a victim. I mean, what a perpetual victim. They act like they made a rational decision in kicking out Froggy Fresh and that the internet just fucking unjustly terrorized them for it, right? But it's like, no. The internet rightfully stood up for a comedian that made, you know, a very light joke that you made no efforts of, you know, talking to him before you just decided to can him altogether like fucking psychopaths. 3 weeks before his fucking fight, then you tried to sue the guy into getting the money back that you gave him to train, threatening to intimidate him, to keep him silent from exposing you on Twitter. I mean, do people just fucking forget how deep this shit goes? Even if you can sympathize with their initial decision to throw the guy out because of his OnlyFans joke, even if you can be like, well, I kind of see why they would get offended at that. Okay, sure, but there's also like 5 other parts of the story that go deeper that make this way worse than just they made a decision that people didn't like. Like, it's a little bit fucking deeper than that, don't you think? But no, the internet will just delude themselves into thinking that the reason why people are upset at Idubbbz and Anisa is because they're whore-phobic. They just hate whores. And they hate girls with OnlyFans. And they're not sex positive. And they're fucking loser incels. You know, that's why they're mad. Right, guys? No, I don't think so. Well, I do think so for me, but I don't think I represent the commentary community or even just the people that are upset with this decision. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a bunch of fucking people that are like that. Maybe it's some of them. Maybe even a considerable amount of them. Sure, I don't fucking know. But I feel like for the most part, people that are not as terminally online as you think they are can look at the situation and be like, yeah, you fucked this guy over. Especially fucking over a comedian. You're a fucking comedian. You know, have some fucking nuts, bro. Where'd they go? Did fucking Anisa, like, get this guy fucking neutered? You know, like, what is going on here? So after she tweets the first, you know, tweet about, you know, not knowing how to feel, I mean, realistically, right, this should be a positive night for them. Because even though, yeah, sure, Idubbbz lost, but You can still respect him for getting in the ring, getting his shit kicked in or whatever. You know, obviously the internet will give him a hard time, but if they're so comfortable with their decision, shouldn't they not even give a fuck about what the internet has to say about, you know, Idubbbz? Like, who cares if some greasy fucking loser like me is like, Idubbbz lost his fight on my fucking live stream on YouTube. Why does that matter? They sold out a successful event. It was for charity. You know, I mean, it was by their definition, it was a successful event. So why should the internet fucking matter to them in the first place? Like, why should just, you know, it really is just Sam Hyde's fan base that's upset with Idubbbz. Why should the fan base of some obscure comedian that you don't like affect your mood that night if you're comfortable with your decision that you made? Is it because you know that, you know, you kind of fucked this guy over, but you had to do it because, you know, Anisa's fucking orders? I mean, is that why? Is Idubbbz, you know, somewhat aware of the situation that he's in right now and is just kind of, you know, stuck between a rock and a hard place, as people keep fucking saying, which I hate that slow. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Shut the fuck up. I think Sunny V2 keeps saying that, and it pisses me off for some reason because he says it in such a gay accent. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Okay, dude. Anyway, so Anisa puts out this fucking tweet here. People sharing the screenshot of Ian crying and me trying my hardest not to cry and failing, resulting in me making an ugly face and claiming it's misery is the ultimate cope. This event is a huge emotional release. It's awesome he cried on camera. It's human. Am I a fan of my face here? No. I was just trying my best not to cry my lashes off. I was pushing my tongue in my mouth and look away, trying to stop the tears. I'm happy. We're both happy. This year was a lot. Let men cry. Stop making everything something it's not. Looked away to try and stop the tears. Seeing Ian cry always makes me cry. I mean, come the fuck on, man. I hated everything about what I just read here, dude. You know, I want to become Sneeko after reading this. Well, that's not true. I don't want to get cocked, but you know what I mean? Like, I want to fucking, you know, rip my shirt off and scream about the fucking New World agenda that's feminizing men. And go nuts and fucking alienate half my audience. Why not? Fuck it, you know? I mean, this is just not a fucking healthy place to be in, you know? Obviously. I mean, this whole thread, why does she even tweet stuff like this, right? Who is this fucking serving? Other than the people that want to see you fucking fail. I mean, everything about that, like seeing Anne cry always makes me cry. Why would you say that? Why would you talk about your husband that way? Publicly talk about him crying? I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, we can sit here and beat up Idubbbz, sure, and he should get beaten up for this. It's the only way he has a chance of breaking free from this fucking mindset. But, you know, what the fuck is Anisa doing? Just publicly humiliating her husband like this on Twitter. And I'm sure she doesn't see it that way. I guess not. But it's just why? Stop feeding the people that want to see you fucking fail, you know? Like, I mean, it's common fucking sense. So, yeah, that's the creator clash, man. I mean, it's just absolutely nuts. Toki with the 4 months. Turn your mic up all the way. Ignore these betas. Ganchi the Goblin through 4 months says white people. So fucking true, man. What's going on with them? What the fuck is happening? How was the creator clash?
It was good. Like, technically, it was like on point. There were a few fights that definitely, I mean, the obvious one is the Chris Raygun fight, where it was just clearly like not fair at all.
Oh my God, bro.
Chris was like training to fight Froggy Fresh, and then he gets replaced 3 weeks before with someone who's taller and like outweighs him. It's like, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Look at this right here. Yeah, fighters. Yeah, they talk so much about like fighter safety and like treating the event of boxing with so much respect. But look at this, man. I mean, this picture right here. This is like, this should be illegal.
ask if I heard the boos. I actually did hear boos, but I don't know if it wasn't during the Chris Ray gun fight. The one I remember is this. So this was during the Idubbbz versus Wasabi fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like everyone's excited, because the whole crowd loves Idubbbz. No matter what, they're all just cheering fucking like crazy. But then Anisa shows up on like the big screen, and everything goes like dead silent. I'm not even joking, just dead quiet. And then in like the top right behind me, I just hear like a loud, like not too loud, but very audible low booing. It's like I swear to God, it's like even the event full of Idubbbz fans, no one is like happy to see Anisa there.
Well, I heard the rumor that
dead.
when Anisa came, I heard that like everywhere, like people were saying that the crowd was like booing, and I mean Twitter is just so full of like, it's just, I mean a lot of it's like funny, but it's so full of just people like adding on to the fucking Idubbbz like Anisa shitfire.
Yeah.
I didn't even know if that was real. It just sounds so like obvious or something and just retarded.
It was real,
but
like just being there, I know that was real. I mean, you guys can take it with a grain of salt, but
yeah,
I mean, I'll give them props for the event. It was the Harley fight was insane, and the Idubbbz Wasabi fight was pretty good. I don't know. It's just nobody liked Anisa, I guess.
bro, I played that
Now
clip
you're doing
earlier. What did you think of Idubbbz like breaking down crying on stream? That was like uncomfortable as fuck to watch. Like I couldn't believe that.
I don't know what to think about it. It was like it felt like he really did put a ton of stock into winning beyond just obviously like wanting to win the fight. It was like it was supposed to be like a at the end of all the controversy, at least he still came out on top.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what I kind of assumed it was.
Yeah, it seemed like it crushed him completely because he knew like the internet was just going to fucking torture him, especially after I think he thought in his head like if he won the fight, yeah, like this is my ticket back to becoming a fucking Chad again. But in reality, it's like nobody really cares if he wins or loses the fight. I mean, obviously he jumped in the ring. It was an entertaining fight. I mean, he put on a show. People respect that shit. I mean, all these influencer boxing fights, like nobody can set this shit up. Like every time like people challenge each other to fights, it just never fucking happens. So anybody that steps in there instantly garners respect automatically. But to Idubbbz, it's like beyond that. It's just like they want to be loved by the internet again, but they also don't want to like change anything about their approach to like, I guess, building a fan base. So it's just this conflict that just is self-destructive. I mean, it's just destroying them mentally. You can tell it's fucked.
Definitely an ego thing going on with that. And it almost made me think like, wait, is like Creator Clash 3 happening? Is he like not going to box in that? Because I think like the response he had to, because Wasabi was like, you got to keep boxing. He's like, if you insist or some shit. Maybe I'm misremembering that, but I swear I also read people talking about that after. And it's just like, I don't know. Is this guy is he gonna keep going? I mean, I guess he could keep running the event without actually boxing, but
yeah, that would just be so fucking humiliating though. Like he has to box in his own event. He just needs to get like a fight that, I don't know, like I don't want to say get a fight that he can win because that would look pathetic too. There's just so much about Idubbbz that's just so fucking broken, man. Do you think like the internet, because people are saying like the internet's just too rough on him or something like that. Do you think that that's like the case, or because I really don't? I feel like a lot of this is like self-imposed.
I was an Idubbbz apologist. When all the OnlyFans stuff first happened, I was like, you know what, guys, it's kind of lame, but I don't really care that much. But it's just slowly, more and more, it's just, I feel like what's really annoying about what he does now is that he does like this whole holier than thou patronizing kind of thing. And it's like even Joji, when he was ignoring all the Filthy Frank shit, he wasn't like going out there and being like, yeah, if you enjoyed my old content, you're fucking like, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah,
and,
you
like,
say
I
the
had to grow
N-word and
past
you
it.
attack people and stuff. It's like, whoa, really? That's what you think of your old fucking fans? Like he actively taunts them, but then gets surprised like when, they hate him, even though he shits on them constantly.
And it's such like a false like the high roading is like not real. Like he's saying that, but it's like you look at like what his content is nowadays. Like before Creator Clash, what are his documentaries? It's like, let me hang out with like this fat this fat retard and like try to get him to be friends with like this violent mentally ill person that threatens to kill him all the time. It's like, I don't know, is that not punching down? Like it's more passive aggressive, but it's not really any better morally if that's your like concern.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He really moralizes over that. Like I was watching his Anthony Padilla interview he did like a month ago, and like right at the start he introduces his old self as like, I used to be a keyboard warrior. It's like, really? That's how you think of your old content? Like, he just diminishes it as like, I was a little piece of shit in my fucking room that just contributed to like the fucking downfall of society, and I was a piece of shit, you know, and I hate myself. It's like, how is that cool to anyone? It's not, but it's like, how can you even delude yourself into thinking that that's like the healthy approach? Like, why would you have shame for your fucking content? It's entertainment. Obviously, it comes at the cost of somebody. That's most entertainment, and it's most good entertainment.
He's been broken down, and I genuinely, I think that if people are confused about how it got to this point, there is a like collection of, you've probably seen this, Augie, I don't know if you but I don't know if you have for sure, but there's a collection of screenshots from like 2017, 2018 of Anisa venting about Idubbbz to her like Discord simps. They're like patrons and like Twitch supporters and shit, right? And she's just venting about like all these relationship issues.
Yeah, Connor just brought that up in the chat. I was just telling him to link it. I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah. So the biggest thing that I think the biggest takeaways from that is she's constantly complaining about him prioritizing YouTube over her. I think she says verbatim, like, he doesn't care because he's Idubbbz. He's the Idubbbz. And she's talking about how like she complains about it to his mom and his sister. And then she's like making fun of him for having like being a man child, having a messy room, being a slob. And then she brings up, which is, this is the real important part, is that she was his first girlfriend ever. And I think like when you take the totality of this, his first girlfriend that he really doesn't want to break up with and is desperate to make things work with. And then he's getting constantly called out by his family and her for prioritizing his internet reputation over the relationship. And then you look at what's happening now, where it seems like she's just speaking for him, and he disavows all his old content, and he's like nuked his reputation to kind of defend her. It's like, I feel like it's a very linear track, you know?
Yeah. Chris the Narc just linked me like a shit ton of stuff. I saw Nick tweet out a picture of it. I'll pull it up right now. I saw that though. Yeah, it's just it's like, but this guy, like, they started dating when he was like, what, 26? It's not like he was like a 16-year-old boy, right? Like the way that he acts.
She's the first time that he's gotten into any relationship, and he's 26. He's probably more desperate.
It just seems so fucking comical to me. It's like, because Idubbbz is also like a big YouTube star. He's fucking funny or whatever. It's like, how hard is it, like, you know, to get pussy if you're that desperate? Like, what the fuck? Like, you're content cop. You're at the king of the fucking world. You're making videos with Filthy Frank, Max Mofo. You are literally, people now say you're like responsible for ruining a whole generation. That's how fucking influential you are. But you can't get a fucking girlfriend? How?
He wasn't that bad looking back then. I mean, even though he's boxing now, I feel like he still looked better back then. So I really don't know why Anisa was the only one that he had to pick, but I don't know. That's part of the relationship that just like, you know, what can you say about that? It's just, that's between them. But it's just her venting about him itself is kind of a red flag. But then what she was saying and how he kind of, you think about, how do all these criticisms apply now of her, all of the things she hated about him now, they're all gone. You know, she's completely gotten him under her thumb.
Yeah, look at this. Yo, chat, I have it pulled up here on the full screen. Look at this right here. As soon as content, and this is all like a year almost into their relationship in 2017. As soon as the content cop thing was coming close, he just switched gears, and it wasn't even like I existed. I think I'm breaking up with Ian. I asked him today if he was ready for me to come back and live with them, and he said no. Yeah, I just don't like how I'm being treated, and I should have stopped it a long time ago. I think it's his YouTube ego. It's a power thing. Either way, I'm pretty sure it's over. His sister said the same thing. It's still hard and feels wrong to do. Yeah, he always put his work image before me. I didn't want to fix him. He's afraid of commitment. He doesn't like responsibility. No, he is a man child in a lot of ways. He kept saying, I won't find someone like you again, and I want to make it work. No, dude.
Yeah.
And this is sort of Sims on Patreon?
Yeah, and this is all the way back in 2017. So she mentions actually that he...
Disgusting.
So he plays a date to when he's recording the Rice Gum diss track, because she mentions that he's like filming something with PewDiePie and shit.
Oh, this is just disgusting, dude. So while he's out there like making his content that people love, she's like diminishing it completely and just shitting on his like manhood, his character, and everything. I mean, this is just inhumane. Like, this is just fucked. Connor says in chat, she 1,000% shamed and manipulated him out of his YouTube career. I mean, yeah, people say that, and it's like, oh, you're being too speculative, but it seems like that. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like if you didn't have these chat logs, it'd be more speculative, but it's verbatim, it's what she's saying. She's saying that he needs to prioritize her over his YouTube, and what happens after that? Like, the Rice Gum Content Cop is the last one, isn't it?
Yeah, literally. He stopped doing it after this. So
I mean, there you fucking go.
Yeah. I'll keep reading. I told him I can't do this anymore. I have bent in ways I never thought were possible. He says it's a him thing. After our first relationship scare and our last trip, I was a lot better and Ian seemed happier. But after I left, it seemed like Ian's opinion on things didn't change much. He hadn't called me in 4 days and we had barely talked. I waited 2 months just to see him again and another month just to go to his house again. He tried to come up with a solution and said I could move out and we continue on like we are doing. He's at PewDiePie's house. He said, I will call you with an answer when I get back, so about 2 to 3 hours. But I think I'm right for finally putting my foot down. Even his sister called me and said, hey, he's not treating you right and he needs to learn some hard lessons. Put yourself first. Dude, what the fuck is his sister doing? Like, what?
It's like everyone in his life, I guess, was also pressuring him. I mean,
why?
You got his mom and his sister, and then you got fucking Anisa and her mom just coming in. Because I mean, her mom was definitely fucking saying some shit. I mean, 2016 is already. This is 2017, so already post her mom becoming her top Twitch moderator,
manager, and shit. I mean, what the fuck, dude? This is just retarded. I don't know why he needs 2 to 3 hours, though. I have no idea what's going on in his head. I'm pretty sure I know what the outcome will be, and maybe he just doesn't want to cry in front of PewDiePie. I don't get... Wow, what a bitch. Saying that? I don't get it. When I was there, he seemed super into the relationship. He's so far up his own ass, I think he's beyond saving, to be frank. Everything seemed great. I was happy when I was there, but now I'm not. It's like he's an on and off switch. He's Idubbbz. That's all he really cares about at the end of the day. Totally shameful.
She thought she was saving him. She really thought she was the one saving him.
Yeah. If my partner was saying this kind of stuff, that would be an immediate breakup. I mean, yeah, like this is just inhumane. Like, there's no fucking excuse for me. And even if you're like a fucking asshole, it's like obviously this relationship is not fucking working. You know, to try and sit there and salvage this, and then for her to leak the most intimate parts of that conversation. You know, why does the internet need to know that Idubbbz said this is my
Discord Sims?
Yes, and I'm sure this was leaked like instantly. This wasn't something that was like found years later. This was probably something that immediately like blew up.
It's so old that people forgot about it.
I'm surprised Rice Gum didn't pull the shit up when he like responded to his content cop. To be honest, I guess he didn't.
Yeah, people didn't really notice it, I think, until Brittany Venti made a video, I think. But that was like the first kind of sign that things were going bad, but nobody cared until post OnlyFans. Like that was when the public really started like shitting on him.
That is just fucking... I mean, I don't even know how you fucking rationalize that. And again, she's telling the internet about the most sensitive details of the whole situation. Basically, that Idubbbz is a virgin cuck loser who his family fucking hates him. He's a fucking man-child. His content's shit. He doesn't want to look like a bitch to PewDiePie. It's just constantly...
It's like
I mean, that's
anyone who airs out their relationship publicly like that, that's like some serious like red flag fucking behavior. Definitely, if I was ever dating someone who was saying shit like that to their fucking Discord Sims, if they had them, or just saying that publicly anywhere, it's just like, yeah, he's probably gonna break up with you, but I don't know.
Yeah, you fucking suck. That is just nuts. Bulbasaur with 5. Brittany Venti had a great video about Anisa being a DJ and ruining Idubbbz. It's called Idubbbz Girlfriend and the Sneaky Snake of YouTube. I think I watched that when it came out, but I forgot all about it because Anisa wasn't really a topic until she made an OnlyFans. Like, I didn't really even care about her existence until she made an OnlyFans and everyone started talking about it. And that whole thing started as like kind of an overreaction from the internet because it's like, oh, well, she starts an OnlyFans. All right, well, what could happen, right? Then Idubbbz completely like just deconstructs on camera over the course of years, disavows all that. I mean, you see the fucking cracks and it's like, whoa, okay, this is like actually, it's not schizophrenic anymore to like be like, you know, to hyperanalyze this. I mean, it's just obvious what's going on here. I mean, they'll sit there and say that the internet is obsessed with their fucking relationship, but it's like, this is all because of you outing it, that they're obsessed. I mean, it's the same thing I was just talking about with Tipster earlier. I don't know if you saw that, but it's like, if you don't want the internet to talk about specific shit, don't give them like information about that sensitive area. You know,
There's definitely underappreciated value to not publicizing your relationships or even your significant other. It's not, you don't really gotta do that,
dude.
Especially as a public figure.
People gave the one thing that I thought was totally stupid that people gave Pokemon shit for was keeping her relationship secret or whatever. I was like, why the fuck, especially if you're Pokemon, but really if you're anybody, why the fuck would you not like lie about your relationship status and have that shit totally fucking secret? Why would you tell that?
Is there anything good that ever comes out of that?
Yeah.
Like, genuinely.
No.
What is a good positive thing to the entire world knowing about your relationship?
Yeah, that was like one of the few things where it's like, okay, well, that's just smart. Like every content creator should probably do that for their own good, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless you're using your singleness as like a selling point, which I don't think Pokemon does, because I don't think her streams aren't like overtly like sexual, you know? It's not like she's a fucking cam whore. So I don't think she's ever advertised her singleness for donos, but because then I would agree that's like deceptive marketing, but I don't think that happened there.
Was there an Idubbbz clip where he was talking about, I could be misremembering, but I thought there was a recent clip from an interview where he's talking about how Anisa was the one who also got him to be more open about all the relationship stuff. I could be wrong, but I thought this was from the
Anthony Padilla
interview.
Anthony Padilla, who wears diapers. Fun fact.
Does not wear diapers, no.
Yes, he does. He made a whole video about it, dude.
What?
Yeah. Every time I bring this guy's name up, it's just scarred into my fucking brain. I have to just tell the stream that. He made a whole video about like adult diaper baby lovers or whatever.
Real?
And he was like, yeah, this is awesome. You know?
What?
Yes. Yeah. Hold on.
What the fuck is this?
You didn't know about that? Dude, I bring this up every time his name comes up. Where is it? Anthony Padilla. I spent a day with adult babies. You would like this. Stupid gay baby.
I would like. Yeah, where the fuck's my interview, man?
Hold on, let me screen share this for you. Let me see if I can get this up on the screen. 1 second, guys. Let me get my window capture up. Fuck, I'm exposing shit. Hopefully.
Spent a day with adult babies.
Oh, what a title, isn't that? This is
That's some crazy shit.
All right, hold on. Let me bring
But
this
you're saying
down.
he wore a diaper though? Like,
Yes. He was like fully enthusiastic about that lifestyle. Look at this. Where was it?
Dude. I'll believe this shit when I see it. I don't.
Bro,
no
look
way.
at this shit.
What?
Hold on.
That was like a fucking jump scare.
Hi, Gummy.
The fucking editing.
Hi.
Oh no.
Riley.
That is
Bro.
nasty.
Thank you
Bro, it's so fucking bad, dude.
so much for coming out and teaching me about the wondrous world of adult babies.
Oh, I'm
Like,
ready to open your mind.
What do you consider yourself? Adult
What the
baby,
fuck?
diaper lover, a little.
A little, mostly.
little.
A little. A cutie. Like. Oh my god. It's so bad.
I guess it's not hard to explain, but there's just something so viscerally kind of repulsive about watching this. It's like, I don't know.
It's just
This is
so
just
fucking
wrong.
weird. I mean, I think I can get to the part where he fucking. Where is it? Oh yeah, here we go. This is the good shit right here.
I want to see Anthony put on that diaper.
Yes.
He wore a bonnet too.
Yes.
Here. Ready to get
Little
domed.
baby.
Ready to get domed.
Ready-
Yes.
As a baby.
Ready to meet my mommy.
Oh.
Diaper pins.
Oh.
How do you even walk?
What is this?
I walk just. I walk
Smosh
just
babies as a
fine.
different
I thought you were
context
present.
now.
Okay.
Okay.
You got me a present.
Yes.
Okay. You made me.
Look at that.
What?
A pacifier?
Isn't it adorable? Read what it says.
It says Padildo on it.
Padildo?
What?
Padildo.
There's something like
This is
know.
crazy, dude. Like, this is what the fuck?
The people who do this shit, they're like again, it's like I guess you can do what the fuck you want, but it's like they're always like, it's like some kind of like coping mechanism for some fucked up shit that happened to them. It's like fucking
Yeah.
this shit is
And
scary,
it has a
bro.
cute
It's
little
like
rattle. Have you been a bad boy?
I don't know how to feel repulsed or sad.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah, that was about 10. Oh, okay, that was at 35. That was definitely a 35 right there.
How much of a bad boy have you been?
Probably 50%.
Oh,
Dude, how is this on
something
YouTube?
that's like, yeah, how does no one like bring this? How are you the only person
Dude,
to like bring this up?
When did this video come out? This video came out, so 2019. I did it after hours on this the day this came out because I was the only guy that watched this going like, what the fuck? How is this real? And then I covered this and me and Bowblax went over in like 2019. And then ever since, Anthony Padilla's ever come up in conversation, I always am like, oh, the guy that wears diapers, like, it's just be an asshole. But it's like, come on, man. If nobody's going to talk about this, I have to be the one, you know?
Look,
it's like the same thing with the shad face stuff. I was the only guy with that, and then the red kiwi stuff before Nick covered that. It's like, if nobody's going to bring it up, I have to just repeat it over and over and over again until people fucking just, you know, soak this in.
I wish you didn't show me this. I wish I didn't know about this.
Oh, man. All right.
This is what Idubbbz should be doing, you know? Really mature his content.
Yeah, exactly.
See, this isn't punching down at all, at least.
Let me see. Where was the part with the because I have the other interview with Idubbbz, the more recent one. Where does he talk about, was it being vulnerable?
That's probably it. That's
okay.
probably it.
Being vulnerable with Idubbbz. Let's hear.
Have you felt the need to apologize to anyone that you talk shit to in your videos?
There have been some moments where it was made very real to me that I am making an impact in the world, and it's not always positive. After the Fine Brothers situation with them making React something, I sort of jumped on the bandwagon, and I regret doing it because I didn't really have much to contribute to the conversation. I don't know, it was in pretty bad taste. It was just like, I was saying either the same shit that anyone else was saying or just generally making fun of them. I'm sure it was entertaining for, some people, so mission accomplished on that front. But when I go to VidCon and the Fine Bros are there, it's kind of like, yeah, hey man, no hard feelings, right?
What the fuck? You mean the guys that copyrighted the word? Like, what did they copyright? It was fuck.
React. They
React.
trademarked the word React.
Yeah, these cocksuckers.
Why is
I mean,
the Fine Bros of all people.
that's what he was like. Oh, these guys are good people, man. I really wronged them with my video. It's like, what?
Didn't he like do it? I guess he doesn't feel bad about any of the other targets, but it's just like he like filmed. Didn't he film a video where he's like shouting at like Rice Gum, like Rice Gum, and he like Rice Gum like makes like a really scared face. It's like, I don't know. Like, did he really feel that bad? Like the Fine Bros is like his best example of like a content cop person he regrets making one on. I don't know.
And it's like when people are sitting there saying like, oh, all the people that don't like Idubbbz anymore are just like edgy fucking losers that just want him to say the N-word again. It's like, not necessarily. He doesn't have to like be that like just, I mean, that's just not fun. Like, just if Idubbbz just like just spamming the N-word in his video, I guess it'd be funny to see him do it again, but it's like, that's not necessarily what we're looking for. It's just not whatever this is.
Yeah, why does he care? It's like, oh no, it's like, it's a little awkward. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's just like they did something stupid and then people called him out for it. That's like them especially. It's not even some big, huge issue. They got past it pretty quickly. It's
well, they're also like a giant like company channel. It's not like he bullied some like autistic kid or something like that. It's like they're two grown men who made a mistake. They run a fucking business. People gave them backlash over it. Idubbbz didn't even say it's not like Idubbbz like personally attacked their fucking family or something in the fucking video. He just made a video and like making fun of them lightly. Or at least
it's a very weird thing to have regrets over, like that specifically.
Yeah,
it's like.
But Anisa's like in his ear, like
react.
Yeah, but Anisa's in his ear talking about how like this is like the wrong type of shit to make, how it contributes like negativity to the fucking world. It's just like this is something I keep bringing up Tipster. I swear to God, I'm not trying to do it, but I had to like tell Tipster this as well. Like when he was talking about like how everyone was like hating on like Epic Mealtime for his take of like Froggy Fresh drama. It's like just because somebody gets pushback doesn't mean that we're trying to like ruin that person's fucking life or make them feel shitty. Like if I insult somebody on stream, I'm not trying to like fucking ruin their week. That's psychotic. Like, no, I'm just giving them fucking pushback. And however they take that drama, it's they're grown men. They can fucking experience it however they choose to, right? But I'm not trying to make people feel shitty. It's just that if they do feel shitty, it's like, well, whatever. I just don't really care that much because it's the fucking internet.
Like, taking a hard stance is not the same as like, taking the hard stance does not mean like it's imprinted forever as like some horrible flaw they can never move past. I mean, they recovered from this controversy. That's
right.
enough is proof. But
like, does Idubbbz think that his fans expected him to see the Fine Bros at VidCon and just like start aggressively like filming them or like doing stunts to like trigger them or something? Like, who cares?
Anisa wanted to be on YouTubers React. That's what it was, and he ruined that.
Damn. Oh my God, bro. I'm gonna keep listening to this. Let me hit it.
It's shitty.
I actually felt the need to apologize to a very popular creator that I talk shit to online publicly in a video recently.
Do you mind sharing?
Yeah, sure. There was, the time period of 2017, 2018 where it was so popular to make videos criticizing people. So I spent a day with Jake Paulers, and I was like, I'm gonna bring in his fans and kind of ask them questions about why they like him. And, I kind of got the point across where it was like they liked him because he was obnoxious, I guess, and they didn't really know why otherwise. And that was kind of the point of it. And I remember, I released it, and I was kind of trying to prod a little bit. So I put this little clip on Twitter and tagged him in it. And my girlfriend at the time was like, yeah, but what was the point of it? And I was like, to show that I couldn't think of anything. People already talk shit.
Bro.
What am I controlling?
It was her. His girlfriend made him do it.
Oh, dude,
It's
what?
over.
So his girlfriend was like, why did you make this tweet? And he was like, fuck. And then he deleted it and was like, I will never criticize another man ever again. What is this bullshit ass story, dude? Like, I'm sorry, but it's like, I can't listen to this and not like fucking scream about how fucking stupid this is.
I'm starting to see a pattern.
I've always been good at noticing patterns, Fucking.
I don't know, like just say like it's funny. You don't need like it's a fucking tweet. It's like
it's like why did you make this tweet? I don't know. It's a fucking tweet. I wrote it. It took me 2 seconds of brain power. 2 seconds of thought were put into making this. I don't know. Like, what's the big deal?
It's fine to regret it, but like the impetus is so stupid.
Yeah.
It's like one person questioned you.
Yeah, like this was your big teachable moment. Your girlfriend pressed you once instantly, and you completely were like, wait, I've done a wrong thing. Fuck. I will never do this again. Like, what is this bullshit ass story? I'm gonna hit it. Oh, 1 second.
Contributing to the
All right. My
What's up?
1 second. My headphones are being gay.
Oh shit.
All right, let me see.
pissed about it, and he DM'd me and called me an imbecile, and he went on his brother's podcast, Logan's podcast.
I can't hear it on my side now.
Oh, you can't hear it? 1 second. Dude, I am just... One day I'll learn how to use a computer. All right.
All right.
Pulled up the clip.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna back it up.
He got super pissed about it, and he DM'd me and called me an imbecile, and he went on his brother's podcast, Logan's podcast, and pulled up the clip, and he talked shit about me back.
I don't want to just like be another like Anthony Padilla that was like on Smosh. It's the angst of someone who once was becoming irrelevant.
Wow.
Being angry that the new generation is being received more than themselves.
Paul Brother W.
It's like, ooh, we're both talking shit about each other, and that kind of just sat with me for a while, where like, that actually didn't feel that good. So I reached out to him recently, and I finally responded to him, and it's like 5 years later, and I was like, hey, sorry, you know, I was coming
By the
from
way,
a point where I was.
It's
really-
funny that he's using Jake Paul as like the impetus for his teachable moment. Jake and Logan, he's playing a clip of, because these people are like the most hated people on the internet right now, especially Logan. It's like he was like, "Oh, I was a dick to Jake Paul." You know, it's like that's like,
it's
what?
like it's such. I feel like this message of like, oh, you shouldn't hold grudges. There's like.
That's like if I was like, "Oh, I really feel
Yeah,
bad for being a dick to Leafy all those years ago." Like I insulted Leafy, and
yeah.
it's like really, he's an asshole. Jake Paul's a fucking asshole.
Their examples are not like relatable. It's like I feel like if it's about being vulnerable, maybe choose something more like personal than just I think this person's content sucks. You suck, and then they shit talk you on a podcast. It's like, okay, we should like make up. You know, I'm sorry. Fucking, I don't know. Is there not like a better example in your fucking life?
Yeah, what happened?
It's just it's not good to hold grudges, but it's barely a grudge. It's just some fucking like public figure. I think what you're doing sucks kind of shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's like, yeah, exactly. He could have picked like a so much better example of like getting caught up in the drama, getting too obsessed with it, taking too much time of his day or something like that, or going after somebody and accidentally falsely accusing them of something. I don't fucking know. Or intentionally falsely accusing them of something because they just want to be a fucking prick. I don't know. And then being like, okay, wow, drama clearly has made me a fucked up person. I should probably not participate in it anymore, right? But that's not the example.
Yeah.
It's like, I called this guy a dick, then he made fun of me, and now I felt sad.
5 years later.
Yeah,
like,
and I'm
"Oh, yo,
still
man."
thinking about it. Okay, I mean, I guess if that's how you process things, I don't know. Couldn't be me. That seems odd to care about.
really lost. I had left Smosh. I didn't know what to do with myself and my career. And it was really popular to commentate and talk shit about people. You were just right there front and center of everyone talking shit about you. And I felt like, you know, that was my thing, was to contribute in that way. And he actually responded and he was like, hey man, no hard feelings, I get it. You know, we can all grow from things that we did and said in our past. It was so amicable in a way. I felt this release of tension that I didn't know I was holding in the back of my head, of this kind of guilt of just randomly punching down.
No, you know what it is? I know what
And,
happened.
Okay.
Jake Paul started boxing, and he's like, "Oh no! If he sees me in real life, he's gonna beat my ass."
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's the real
He's
thing.
gonna call you out, and then you look like a bitch. Yeah. Oh my god. This interview, man.
that was the tension, the fear of getting his fucking ass beat by Jake Paul.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really explaining what the big moment was other than a podcast. Okay. Like, if he played a clip and then Jake Paul was like, fuck Anthony Padilla, that pedophile diaper-wearing fuck, then I could see him being like, whoa, this got really toxic really fast. I don't like this. Okay, well, then that's one thing, but no.
This clip is like mostly Anthony talking. I guess I misremembered this one being it, but
Yeah, well, we can see if Idubbbz speaks up here. I think he's about to speak.
overall, would highly recommend. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it makes a difference to be very vulnerable with people, and I think that's kind of like what maybe a lot of like commentary channels. That's certainly something that I was like, you know, having a hard time with, like being vulnerable. Even this like interview is like very. It's still difficult for me to do because I'm like, I don't want to talk about my life, my personal life. That's less to do with. I would say it's just more of like a content strategy or like being online strategy.
Do you think that came from talking shit about others? You didn't want to be a target yourself and you didn't give them any ammunition?
Of course. And that made a huge difference. I would say that, you know, a lot of the people who wanted to chat shit back, it's like, yeah, you can't really say too much. You know, this interview is an example of that. It's like plenty of people can reference it and be like, oh, see, you said this here.
Like Moss.
And, you know, I'm at the point in my
It's
life
over.
where I'm fine with it. Plenty of it is like, you know, well-deserved. Like, you know, if I'm going to put some negativity out in the world, like, it's very understandable that I would have it come back. Another thing that ended up kind of guiding the path a little bit, I did not like the interactions that I had with fans. There were quite a few human beings that I interacted with.
In person?
Yeah, in person, that just sucked. They just sucked because I attracted a lot of people who suck. Some people were, as I described earlier, were very much like antisocial, weird basement dwellers, and you know,
Yeah.
the one time a month that they come out of their
My old
cave.
fans were fucking losers, dude. Fuck those guys. Honestly, though, okay, this part is the most relatable part of the interview, dude. If I fucking met my chat in real life, I'd be saying the same thing as Idubbbz. I'd be like, holy shit, bro, these people are fucking losers.
No,
Like,
100%. If someone comes
Yeah.
up to you and shouts the N word, it's like, yeah, I mean, I'd be annoyed too.
wow,
Fucking
you are
Walmart.
crazy, dude. No, but
It's just the thing with Idubbbz is like the thing that's annoying about Idubbbz and Anisa is that again they're always high horsing. They're always talking down, talking about, oh well, I'm being vulnerable now, I'm being genuine. It's like, are you really, or did you just switch up your language and you picked better? Like, so instead of now targeting like commentary people and like commentary subjects, you're targeting commentary people, drama channels, and like your old fans who are basement dwellers, and then like passive aggressively shitting on like retarded people who are too stupid to understand that you're like kind of lightly ribbing them as well. It at a certain point it doesn't really feel like, because the way he talks about his own fans, he's like still shitting on them. It's like, are you really
he hates them.
more empathetic? Are you really more like understanding and like trying to empathize, or are you like just putting on that veneer and using the language, but you're just the same person and you just understand that you need to do that to adapt to a different community now that you know that like your previous one has kind of rejected you and shit all over you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
It'd
the
be
other
I feel like what's up?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, the other thing that like the way that he's kind of talking about, I don't know if he necessarily gets into it here, but I've heard him talk about this before, where he said like he really feels guilty for turning a whole generation of kids into hard R superstar fucking N-word slingers, right? Like he really, I think, has been kind of because I don't think it's Idubbbz that really caused kids to be edgy and say the N-word. I think they were kind of always doing that, you know what I mean? Like, if they weren't watching Content Cop on fucking that dumb bitch, Tanamongo, they would have been saying the N-word probably anyway, right? Like, it wasn't Idubbbz that...
Level.
I don't know. I just feel like he, like, over puts the blame, or maybe it's Anisa, like, trying to, like, fucking trick him into thinking, like, you need to repent for your past content because you ruined a generation of kids. You turned them all racist, and now a whole generation of black kids has been terrorized because of your influence. You know, they've been called the N-word at school and shit, and you have to fucking live with that. You made these black children's lives hell. You know, some crazy ass shit like that. It's like, did Idubbbz really contribute that much to that culture, or did that kind of always happen?
I would say he did, but I think it's just like I still like the content. It's just what happened. I don't know. I know a lot of people who blame him too. Not like Elvis the Alien 24-year-olds. I didn't know what I was doing. Like actual kids, because I was a kid in middle school too when I was watching all this fucking shit in high school. It's like, yeah, I mean, obviously, if the internet and like what's popular is more edgy, you're gonna be more edgy. But I think like if he wants to regret what the content he was making and he feels responsible for that, I feel like what would be actually more sincere is to not then scapegoat all your fans as being all these shitty people. Like, I was attracting all these shitty people. What pushed you to that kind of content? Why did you find that kind of stuff funny? What made you put up that defense mechanism of irony? And if you can identify in yourself, why can't you identify that in like your audience? Why do you have to dismiss them all as like basement dwellers? Why can't you be like, okay, well, I understand why you would come to this too. Like, you know, I can understand why it feels safer to not be vulnerable. I can understand why it's funny and not think about like, you know, be more conscious of the larger factors and shit. And that doesn't make you a horrible person, because unless he admits he's a horrible person, it's like, it doesn't feel that sincere. It doesn't feel that empathetic. It feels very performative, and like he's scapegoating his fans to throwing them under the bus so we can fucking push forward into the fucking Hassan crowd and shit and hang out with people like fucking the Twitch crowd.
Well, dude,
I don't know.
One of the things I noticed about Critter Clash is it really does feel like almost like a Twitch event, you know, like just the culture, the people and
Twitch
stuff like
and,
that.
TikTok.
Yeah, it definitely gives off the, like, I will say, out of all the YouTuber box events, I definitely still think Critter Clash puts on probably the best one. I mean, it's really the only one that's just all YouTubers, like all the KSI stuff, like it mixes in like real fighters and YouTubers, and just, people like that. But with Critter Clash, it's supposed to be like this homegrown, like organic event. But when I look at it and like the marketing, the way that people talk, I mean, Anisa's headlining it. So obviously it's super like fucking almost like wannabe corporate. I'm just thinking, I'm like, if Critter Clash was hosting like 2017, it would have a very much different fucking vibe. But also they wouldn't be afraid of having real fights. Like people that actually might have like a fucking bone to pick with each other, want to actually settle out in the ring. Their whole vision of Critter Clash shits on that culture. They're like, fuck that shit. We don't take boxing seriously. And it's like, okay, sure. But why is it bad to fucking punch each other and get in the ring a little bit? I'm not saying every fight has to be this gay ass fucking, manufactured bullshit. But why not throw people that actually have like a real storyline, like a real beef or something like that? Why not encourage more of that stuff? It would sell ticket sales. I just want influencer boxing and especially Critter Clash to have more like spirit put into it and give us like some actual, creators clashing, not just them fucking playing
drama.
Sports. Yeah.
And it's like, I think that too is indicative of the holier than thou fucking posturing where it's like, well, we're better than every other event because we take the sport seriously. And it's like having theatrics does not mean you're making a joke of boxing. I don't think that's necessarily true. And also, how can you posture about that and then 3 weeks before an event switch out someone's fighter to which they didn't prepare for, of which they're like just objectively like they have the advantage over you, like they're fucking taller and way more than you, and there's 3 weeks were spent losing weight. It's like, how is that respecting the sport? Like that you're fucking over both competitors there.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's just
I wonder,
even an event like Creator Clash, which is supposed to be like this wholesome kind of attitude, it's like it's done out of spite.
Yeah. Well, even like when Idubbbz like broke down crying in the fucking ring at the end or whatever, that's just because like we were saying before, like he kind of lost like his chance to own the internet. But it's like, so that's why you're boxing, to fucking own the haters. Oh, look, I beat up this guy in my fucking event. Like, I'm now a 1-to-1. I got you guys. Like, just that mindset alone. That's the real toxic fucking mindset. Not shit talking people or goofing on people or making entertaining content. That's, yeah, sure, is dipping into some fucking negativity, but that's not necessarily like a totally bad thing. Like, like we need to fucking chill the fuck out. All right. But no, instead we have to obsess with this sort of like, oh, I fucking sinned in the past. I enabled so many fucking inward usages and I went after people that didn't deserve it, like Rice Scum and, Rice Scum and Leafy and fucking Fine Bros. Fuck off, dude. All those people did deserve it. It was just mockery. It wasn't even something that they had to fucking endure. It shouldn't have been that anyway. It's just all these people have the fucking wrong mindset. They had the wrong mindset in 2016, but they have just the totally oppositely wrong mindset now. It's just in the other direction where they just fucking guilt themselves and have that fucking way. I'm explaining myself like shit right now, but I hope you know what I'm saying.
No, I get what you mean. And I do think it's interesting because now you're making me think about like him apologizing to all these people, even though they deserve to be called out. It's like you can acknowledge that something maybe wasn't healthy for you without then excusing everyone that like you've shit on. Like maybe it's like, oh yeah, living that lifestyle and trying to be that like face of this commentary community, trying to be the arbiter of moral justice. Maybe that wasn't healthy for me, and that like prevented me from growing as a person and being like honest with people around me because I was so protective all the time and I was so defensive all the time. Why that can be true while still also acknowledging that some people deserve to be called out. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I had this like thought too. I've had this thought briefly like years ago, like maybe like 4 years ago, where I was like making all these like streams and shit, just shitting on people, right? And it was kind of when after I was first starting to get like views. And then like after like 9 months of doing it, I was thinking like, is this like really what I want to be known as? Just some shit talker? But then I started thinking, I'm like, well, who cares? Like, first of all, if it's entertainment, if it serves, like, if there's an audience that wants to watch that shit, then obviously it has some sort of fucking value. And if there's going to be people that are going to diminish your content, it's like, all you do is talk shit. It's like, well, if people like it, that's really all that fucking matters at the end of the day. You don't need to get so fucking, like, uppity about it. And if you are upset with yourself for only producing content that's negative, well, why not just mix that in with some artistic content? Like sometime, probably years from now, I want to branch out and attempt other genres or styles of content and just see if I can do it. But I don't mind uploading fucking majority drama content because it's like, I don't see it as like really morally bad. If there's people that like it, if I'm not am I doxing people or fucking making people's lives hell? I shouldn't be. If your life is hell from one of my streams, you've got an easy fucking life, okay? That should not happen. So it's like, I'm not doing anything wrong. People like to watch it. So why the fuck should I get my head over it being like, is this the right content to make? It's like, who cares? Maybe that's like an overly simplistic approach because people are like, oh, you got to grow up, you got to mature and get older and move on. It's like, I don't want to fucking move on. Why? I had this argument with Papa Gut, and he was talking about how I will have to mature one day and become like, you know, in my evolved form and change, and eventually I'll mellow out in the future. And I'm like, I mean,
motherfuckers always have to talk down when they're saying that shit. It's like you can just not be of your taste.
Yeah, I'm just like, why?
Act superior.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really make drama content or anything, but like I find it entertaining. But if someone tells me like, oh, I don't find it entertaining, I'm not gonna be like, you're a loser. You should find it entertaining because it's actually really important. It's like it's just taste. It's just preference. I don't know. Why does it have to be like a moral question? Really?
Well, I mean, if drama content is really just like fast food or whatever, it's like not everybody wants to eat like a fucking, you know, nice steak every night. You know what I mean? Occasionally.
I love McDonald's.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, occasionally you eat some shit or even just like, I don't know, you eat something that's just of less quality than like a premium fucking steak because you don't necessarily want to have like the top-notch, you know, food or something. It just doesn't matter to you. It's like, okay, well, I have steak now. I'll have something that's lower quality later. It's like, it's the same thing with content. Not everything you're going to watch is going to be like documentaries that explain the fucking inner workings of the world. You know, that's not everything you're going to watch. You'd be fucking crazy. You have to mix that in with some fucking stupid shit.
And there's a place for it. There are definitely specific things that stuff like commentary and even like your format with live streams that like you can't really accomplish with any other kind of like medium or show or anything. It's very important, I think, to have people in all these different kinds of like aspects of the community because like say like you host debates. That's important for you know, if there's like say a topic about poop,
I want to do that. Yo,
it's
Nick,
to have a conversation about it on stream, you know, live.
Yes, I can never make a documentary about our intelligent conversation about poop. That would just never happen. You know, it just wouldn't work.
I really want a poop debate.
I will.
Where is everyone
dude,
involved?
Every night I stream, it's like motherfuckers go to bed at like 8 now. What? How's nobody up anymore?
Fair, wait, actually no, because only Tom was like in Florida. They weren't. Nick and fucking Bowblax weren't there. I don't know why they're asleep. Fuck.
I don't know why Bowblax didn't go. To be honest, I thought he was gonna be there.
I think it's just long ass flights coming in from fucking Canada, I guess.
Or actually, he might have fucking just skipped out because of the controversy. I'm not sure.
Boycotting.
Yeah.
You couldn't even get a refund on that shit.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Tom was talking about that in the space. The great poo debate. I'm down for it. Nick and Tom, I will argue. I will defend Bowblax's honor.
You should have multiple like poo debates and then compile them into like a big, you know, like the Nick's like compilation videos. Where
Yeah, literally. Dude, I love those videos so much. Whenever Nick makes a compilation video of like 50 different streams of like the evolution, like the flamenco video where it's like us first getting pissed off at flamenco, then the second confrontation, then the third debate, then Nick goes in, then I confront him, then I do my final like debate kneeling on him or whatever. And like you watch like us get more and more pissed off the more the video goes on. For some reason, they're just they're just so hilarious to me. I don't know why. They're so, in the Edwin video.
It's good content. It's like fucking blood sports shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. That shit has a place. I know people look down on that stuff. I don't know if I'd want to be that involved in it personally, but
oh yeah, you definitely. It's definitely for a specific subset of people. Like there's some people I know for sure, if they did this style of content, they would fucking go nuts with anxiety or whatever, or just freak the fuck out. So, I mean, some people are doing it right now and shouldn't be doing it, like Jalen or some shit. But it's like, I don't know, if you have the balls to do it, and if you just don't really take life that fucking seriously, which to be honest, I don't. I just feel like this type of style of content is the most naturally fitting for me. It's like I just get to fucking make fun of everything. Teddy through 20 says Critter Clash 3 should be Idubbbz versus William Haynes, and Idubbbz just lets him punch him and does nothing. This is how he will forgive himself for making children yell the N-word at innocent black people. So fucking true.
Let on the ground, he's like crying. He's like, I'm sorry.
He's just sitting there like, while he's crying. Dude, I could not stress how uncomfortable it was to watch him cry on stage. Like, he broke when he lost. It's like, I've never seen a fighter, like, usually when a fighter fucking loses, like Andy Worski did not break down crying. And he got brutalized.
He said too. He was like, I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Like,
he's just,
what?
he has,
Shut the fuck up.
well, it's like he has no self-esteem. Like, he's lost it all.
Yeah,
like,
dude, he's lost it all.
Idubbbz
dude.
was
I think
never
Astro
like
got
this.
Sucked out by Anisa,
I think that's the thing. Yeah, he doesn't have self-esteem anymore, and I think we all know why.
Yeah,
he goes back to. I mean, we were talking about this earlier with the chat logs and how he had like this huge self-esteem. I guess like where he was talking about like he was so full of himself for being Idubbbz, and just slowly it just cracked and dwindled away more and more and more.
Well, he knew he had to do anything to hold on to her if she was on the outs, right? So he was just like, I need to change everything about how I am to like fucking.
Yeah, so the pussy doesn't go away.
Yeah, literally though. And it's just such a tragic.
I was legitimately surprised when I saw you reading those DMs, because I've like glanced at them a little. I'm just like, fucking another random collage, who cares? But I like heard you read it, and I heard him or her say that Idubbbz is her first, like, she's Idubbbz's first girlfriend, and I'm like, what? You married your first girlfriend, and you had your first girlfriend at 26?
Well, it's like the 26 thing is one thing. I mean, here's the thing, right?
Mean, it's like whatever.
Look,
yeah, I mean that's fine.
Voluntary. Look, here's the thing of it. It's like, look, if you're like choosing not to have sex, that's one thing. But if you're desperate for pussy, that's when it becomes like, it's like, okay, you're Idubbbz, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you should not have difficulty getting pussy if you're so desperate for it, or for like a female connection. I mean, I don't know if that's like insensitive to say or anything like that. I just feel like that's just logical, right? Like, it should not be that difficult to find somebody that is relatable to you. Maybe he just didn't want to date a fan or something. He was really against that. Maybe, I don't know.
It's just. Yeah, it's not about like, oh, you're 26, you never had sex. What a loser. It's
yeah,
just, like,
that's fine.
It just explains that like the fear of being alone.
Yes.
Like, the fear of losing that person.
Yeah, it was just like an interesting fact that like I didn't know about. It's not like fuck Idubbbz for not getting puss. Like,
it's that. Yeah, that's like a gay thing to like fucking complain about, in my opinion. But
yeah,
I'm just fucking around.
I don't know, man. It's just like. It's just a tragedy, really. And it's, yeah, even doing this stream, like, that's the thing, right? That's the thing, right? Like, doing this stream, you think, like, it's all, like, conjecture. It's all just, like, shit. It's all just stuff people are making up, like, the whole stuff about his wife. It's just, like, jokes on the internet. Like, oh, you're cocked. You're controlled by pussy. It's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Then you realize it's real, and it's like, oh, yikes.
It's just sad. This is just fucking sad.
Yeah.
She, like, eroded his boundaries, bro. I don't know. That shit's tragic.
Yeah, Sandwichman,
like
he changed his personality for pussy like a 16. Yeah, exactly. That's something a little kid would do.
Yeah. But you know what? That's on him, not like just Anisa. We can't be like, oh, Anisa's
he's
evil and Idubbbz is like, he's an adult. He can make his own decisions, and he decided to become a little like simp soy boy.
Yeah, we dislike the Jomhas here or whatever. Not just Anisa. Okay.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Also, why did he make his last name Joma? Bruh.